Chelsea versus PSG 2025 Club World Cup final talk, everyone. Welcome to our CHHNN wild goal predictions. Score betting, what a final, my friends. Chelsea and PSG put on a true spectacle in the 2025 Club World Cup final held in the United States. A heated match full of tension, goals. Chelsea thrashes PSG to win unprecedented Club World Cup. Chelsea Football Club etched its name in football history by becoming the first champion of the recently inaugurated FIFA Club World Cup. In a dominant performance this Sunday, the Blues defeated Paris Saint-Germain 3-0 at MetLife Stadium. The goals that sealed the English victory were scored by Cole Palmer, who scored twice, and Brazilian João Pedro with the World Cup title, the London club. Caps a memorable season with two major achievements. Previously, the team led by coach Enzo Maresca had already lifted the UEFA Conference League trophy, cementing a successful year. For PSG, the result represented the end of the dream of a quadruple crown, ending the season with the Ligue 1 Coupe de France and Champions League trophies. Chelsea's run at the Club World Cup was marked by a robust campaign, 6 wins in 7 matches. Their only setback came in the group stage, when the English side were defeated by Flamengo 3-1. In the knockout stage, their path to glory included victories against Palmeiras 2-1 in the quarterfinals, Fluminense 2-0 in the semifinals. Paris Saint-Germain, meanwhile, recorded 5 wins and 2 losses in the tournament. The first of which was against Botafogo, who beat the French side 1-0 in the group stage. Chelsea started the match in a dominant fashion, putting pressure on PSG from the opening minutes. In the 7th minute, João Pedro orchestrated a good exchange of passes and set up Cole Palmer. Shot was dangerous, hitting the post. The young English midfielder's persistence was rewarded in the 20th minute. After Nuno Mendes lost possession, Gusto, the fullback, burst into the box and had his shot blocked by Beraldo. On the rebound, Palmer showed composure, controlled the ball, set it up with his left foot, and fired a precise shot into the corner, giving Donnarumma no chance. Opening the scoring just 9 minutes later, Chelsea doubled their lead with a nearly identical move. Palmer, once again at speed, pulled the ball upfield and with the same calm, fired a shot into the same corner, celebrating his second goal of the match. Before halftime, in the 42nd minute, Palmer assumed the role of waiter, delivering a masterful pass to João Pedro. The Brazilian striker found himself one-on-one with the Italian goalkeeper and, with a subtle chip, scored the Blues' 3rd goal, capping off a flawless first half. In the second half, Paris Saint-Germain tried to react and seek a comeback. In the 2nd minute, Kvaratskhelia dribbled past Gusto and shot, forcing goalkeeper Sanchez to make a crucial save. Minutes later, Sanchez shone again, saving a close-range shot from Dembele. The 13th minute, the Chelsea goalkeeper made another brilliant save, deflecting a powerful long-range shot from Vitinha with his fingertips. Chelsea also had their chance in the second half with newcomer Delep, who in the 22nd minute burst through the middle and tried to find the corner, but Donnarumma stretched to make a beautiful save. From that point on, the pace of the match slowed considerably. The English side began to manage their large lead to secure the coveted trophy. PSG's situation worsened even further when João Neves was sent off in the 40th minute after a scuffle with Cucurella, cementing the victory in Chelsea's historic title. Chelsea 3-0 PSG venue, MetLife Stadium. New Jersey, USA controversy, fights, and even red cards. On the field, 2 of the greatest squads in world football fought to the bitter end for this unprecedented title. Chelsea sought to solidify its new winning generation, while PSG wanted to silence the critics and finally lift the world title. There was widespread confusion and plenty of dramtal, the final whistle. If you missed any details, stay with me, because I'll tell you everything that happened in this historic final. Chelsea versus PSG Brawl sees Luis Enrique and João Pedro involved in Brawl Paris. Saint-Germain coach participated in Brawl alongside Donnarumma and Hakimi Saad scenes at the Club World Cup final. After Chelsea's 3-0 victory, A brawl took over the pitch at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. PSG coach Luis Enrique and Chelsea striker João Pedro were involved in the brawl. João Neves sent off for pulling Cucurella's hair in Chelsea versus PSG match. The brawl started with Chelsea midfielder André Santos and Paris Saint-Germain fullback Nuno Mendes. Other players arrived to break up the fight, which escalated. At the time, there's no way of knowing. I don't bow to anyone. João Pedro and the guys arrived. What matters is that we won, said André. Santos went to protect André. I saw the players surrounding him. Like a good Brazilian, I went to protect a friend. A lot of people started to arrive, and in that mess, I ended up getting shoved. It's part of it. They didn't know how to lose. I believe it's part of it. So now it's time to celebrate, said João Pedro. The striker fell to the pitch, and other players arrived to break up the fight. Chelsea manager Enzo Maresca shouted and ran to get the Chelsea players out of the melee. In the melee, João Pedro could be seen arguing with PSG goalkeeper Donnarumma, and a shoving match ensued. Manager Luis Enrique then slapped the Brazilian. Other players and club staff broke up the situation, which quickly calmed down. The situation heated up even before the match ended at MetLife Stadium. In the final moments, in the 38th minute of the second half, Portuguese player João Neves pulled Spaniard Cucurella's hair and was sent off. From then on, the referee had to deal with harsh challenges, arguments, and provocations on the field. Chelsea crushed PSG with the ball rolling. Chelsea gave PSG a taste of their own medicine, while the Parisian team had seized the initiative throughout the competition and made their opponents suffer with heavy defeats, like Real Madrid. On Sunday afternoon, it was the Blues who imposed their rhythm from the start and killed the game in the first half. In the final period, fatigue meant few chances could have changed the game. With 2 goals from Palmer and 1 from João Pedro, Chelsea won their world title. In the first tournament of this format, organized by FIFA, Chelsea won the Club World Cup title by defeating Paris Saint-Germain 3-0 in a match marked by tension and chaos. The match took place at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey and reflected the intense rivalry between the clubs. From the start, the atmosphere was tense. PSG coach Luis Enrique was involved in an incident when he slapped Chelsea striker João Pedro in the face. The situation escalated. The situation worsened when midfielder João Neves was sent off after pulling fullback Cucurella's hair, leaving PSG with a man down in the final minutes. On-pitch conflicts, the match saw several altercations between players. One of the main conflicts began between midfielder André Santos and fullback Nuno Mendes. Players from both teams approached to intervene, intensifying the rivalry. The most critical moment occurred between goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma and João Pedro, which culminated in Luis Enrique's intervention. After the final whistle, Chelsea's celebration was overshadowed by the ensuing melee. Chelsea manager Enzo Maresca rushed to separate the players and defuse the situation. Despite the tensions, Chelsea's victory in the Club World Cup is a significant milestone, especially considering that PSG are the current Champions League champions rivalry. On the rise, the victory raises questions about the value of the competitions, fans debating whether the Club World Cup carries more weight than the Champions League. The rivalry between Chelsea and PSG promises to continue. Now, with a new chapter in the history of confrontations between the two giants of European football. Don't forget to like the comment to reinforce responsibility. And only for those over 18 years old, good luck. See you here, big hug. Good luck.